What's going on, everybody? It's your Saya back again with another YouTube video for you guys. Today we are going to be doing some Thriller Thursday. Look, I knew I missed the one about like a week ago, 2 weeks ago. My fault. I had to do some stuff, and I didn't have time to do all of that. Okay, so but this one I got a special episode for you guys. Even though I recorded this thing like last night, I literally recorded this thing last night. For like 45 minutes. Guess what? It had no audio. No audio whatsoever. I was so sad. I was finna cry. I was spending an hour basically watching videos just for it to now record. Like, that's it. It's just no. Like, no, bro. But without further ado, let's get on to these. Let's get on to these videos. Alright, so the first video we're going to react to is Happy Birthday by Short Horror Film, and it's by Social House Films. And this was made July 14th, 2021, so this was made a couple of days ago, like a week ago. But without further ado, let's hop into this. That opening cutscene kind of fire. Starting off in the bathroom. Does she think she's old or something, or what? Yeah. I'm so lost. I have no idea what's going on. Just staring at herself in the mirror. Yeah, your house is haunted. If you didn't lit that candle, if you didn't lit that candle, then bro, you're going towards it too. Setting yourself up for failure. Another year you're growing older. Your bones are weak. You're feeling colder, and make a wish. Huh? Watch it. As soon as she blows that candle out, she's gonna. That was a cockroach. Yeah, we just released some evil demon spirit or something. Now she's trying to taste it. A cockroach came out of there. Do not eat that.
You weird, buddy. You're weird.
She didn't see the cockroach. She didn't see the cockroach. Here's all. You are now infected. Look younger? I think the cake makes it look like she's younger, but in reality she's old. She's like really, really old. Old as fuck. You can hear her smacking on the cake. Ugh. That cake was a setup, bro. It was a straight up setup. Oh my gosh. There's a fucking eyeball. Okay. Was that her eyeball? No. The way they're just smacking in my ear, I'm done. It's on to the next video. After watching that live video we just watched, the next video we're gonna watch is Late Night Online Horror Story animated by Thriller Teller. I've watched one of their stuff before, and it's actually pretty good from what I've seen. Hopefully this one can meet the same potential as the one I watched last time. I didn't watch the video, I just watched it on my own. Without further ado, let's hop into it. Link will just be in the what?
It was 2:25 a.m.
Turn that down.
I sat at my laptop aimlessly, scrolling as the minutes dragged by. Only 3 more hours left until I needed to start getting ready for a long day of work.
A long day of work, but you stayed up. Oh, okay, yeah, you're finna suffer at work. I've done it before, and I'll never do it again.
Chair and cracked my neck. As I heard the tension being released, I contemplated crawling into my bed and calling it a night, but my overstimulated brain was still rushing after several hours of scrolling through endless tweets, half-reading Reddit posts, and hitting the next 30-minute video on YouTube.
Jesus, I don't know. My sleep schedule was messed up. I went to bed at like 6 a.m. I didn't get up till like 3 o'clock, which is right now.
I reached across the table and took a long swig of my now flat Pepsi, then lurched as I felt a trickle running down my chin and onto my exposed keyboard.
Ew, your keyboard is nasty.
I am disgusted.
Off the keys that the sugary liquid splashed onto. I really need to stop snacking at my computer.
Yes, you do.
I thought to myself as I observed the many crumbs scattered between the keys. Don't judge me. I'm sure you have done it too.
No,
After looking over
I don't
my
have crumbs in my keyboard.
with satisfaction, I looked
And how's
back
she
at
doing?
my screen.
She's watching
A
my, she's
massive
watching
jumble
through
of
my
letters
screen,
were
bro.
strewn across the Google search bar.
What
as a
is she?
result
What are
of my
you
late
looking
night
up?
keyboard scrubbing session. I briefly considered Googling my own name for the third time that night, but then decided that those 3 hours of sleep might be just enough to get me through my next 8 hours shift. As I was about to stand up, a small square suddenly appeared in the corner of my screen. It was plain white with a red frame, with the bold letters flashing from blue to red, reading, "This link will disappear
Don't click
in
that
60
link.
seconds."
Do not click that link.
Below, a small timer began counting down from 60 to 59 to 58. Nice try. Probably some low-budget website or internet scam trying to trick me into taking their surveys or giving out my credit card information so that I can win that free new iPad.
Mm-hmm.
The numbers counted down from 40 to 39 to 38. As the numbers counted down, my curiosity of where that link will take
Bro,
me began to grow.
you were just in the right mindset not too long ago.
I hovered the
How do you
mouse
already
over the
lose it?
box, then stopped my
And then she's about to click on it. She's literally about to click on it. She literally just said, "It's a scam. It's a scam. You're about to get yourself set up. What are you doing? Like seriously? I don't understand."
What if clicking this link would install some virus onto my computer?
Yep. Remove your mouse, bro. I hope everything bad happens to you.
I reached for the top of my screen and began to close it. What if it was the FBI trying to bait me into clicking a link to
Oh my
an
God.
illegal website? Just as the screen was about to meet my keyboard, I stopped. What if it really was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity?
Yeah,
and
you're
by
stupid.
clicking this
You're
link,
honestly
I would get the
stupid.
chance to view something no one has ever seen before.
Yeah, but
The
that's gonna
thought
be
of never
death.
knowing where that link would take me is going to drive me crazy. And I could surely see myself losing sleep over it. I slowly lifted my laptop screen
Oh
again
my
and
gosh.
saw the numbers count down from 5 to 4 to 3 and clicked the link just as the timer reached.
Yep, you're gonna die. Yep, you're freaking stupid.
A new tab appeared on my screen as what looked like a video began buffering.
Yep, no, your lights. Yeah, you're honestly dumb. Did I not say something was bad was gonna happen to her? Curiosity. That's the saying. Curiosity killed the cat. And she's finna die. She's the cat because she was curious. Look at the thing under her bed. Look at the thing under her bed. She's finna die. Finna die. Oh my gosh, bro. Ew. Bro, is that? That video is still buffering, bro. If it was me, I would have clicked out of it as soon as it started buffering. Yup.
I blinked in confusion as all I saw was a very dark video feed with a blinking red dot in the corner of the screen next to the words live. I stared at it for a few seconds, trying to make out what exactly I was supposed to be looking at. It appeared to be the shape of someone's silhouette.
That's your
Did the
silhouette.
link bring me to a live stream chat with some random person?
That's your silhouette.
Hello? Hello?
Boy!
Yep, it's your silhouette.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? The person on the other end of the stream just sat there as I heard my voice echo from my computer speakers. It kind of sounded like when you're on the phone with someone and they have their volume turned up so you can hear your voice repeating while you're talking to them. I sat there for a full minute, not saying anything, waiting for the person in the live stream to respond or
You really
move or
couldn't
do
tell
pretty much
that it was
anything.
you?
They just sat there the whole time, barely moving. Then from the corner of the screen I saw another figure standing in the background.
Bro, it's literally you, Silva. There's somebody in your room.
At first, the second figure just stood there, unmoving, then began to sway back and forth. The figure behind no longer seemed human. Its movement was just too strange and unnatural. This continued for another minute, then it stopped and went rigid. Its head began to twitch to the side.
I don't even know what you to do in this situation. I don't know if it was because of the video the link that she clicked on, the thing appeared, or was it always in her room? I wouldn't even know what to do in this situation because she obviously doesn't know what's behind her. I don't know if it's because of that link. So I don't know. I have no idea what to do in this situation, bro.
Every so often, becoming faster and more rapid. The other figure just sat there motionless, as if unaware of what's going on behind it.
You, my friend.
I then shifted my gaze to the figure behind, as it began to slowly walk closer and closer to the person sitting closest to the screen, who still to this moment just sat there, motionless.
Oh, it's
Just
you.
staring
Just
at
turn
the screen.
around.
My heart began to race. Why don't they notice what's going on?
But it's you.
Are they drugged? Is this some kind of prank? Or some sick film being streamed on the dark web by some psychopath? I wanted to yell out to that person, warning them of the figure standing dangerously close to them, whose movement was no doubt not human. God, I wish that the image was more clear.
All you need to do is turn around and you would see it.
Just when I thought it was about to be all over, the twitching figure stopped. Then slowly, it began to crouch down off camera. And I could no longer see it from behind the seated figure in front of the screen.
You get bodied by the end of this.
After my heart began to slow down, I leaned in closer to the screen to try to get a better view of the mysterious figure in front of me. Then to my surprise, the seated figure leaned in as well.
Really can't tell by the background, bro. It looked exactly like you, just without the lights.
this guy's mimicking me?
Oh, you're mimicking yourself. Where the frick did the other thing go?
I then noticed a small light at the top of my computer monitor. A steady green light. It was then I noticed that my camera lens was extremely dusty. It's a wonder that the figure on the other end could not even see me. I reached my sleeve up and gently wiped the dust off the monitor camera. The second my gaze returned to my screen, I felt my heart begin to race. The figure I've been staring at
Was
this whole
myself.
time was me. This whole live stream was not a two-way video chat. It was just a recording of me sitting in front of my laptop. Then just like that, the image disappeared from the screen. My mind raced as everything began to settle in.
But to avoid all that,
If this
just
was a
let the link
recording of
disappear.
me, that means that the figure behind was a recording as well. I made two mistakes that night. The first was clicking that link,
Yup.
and the second was looking under my table.
See guys, don't click mysterious links. Like, seriously. Don't click them, no matter how tempting they are. So the next video we're gonna react to is OK Google Horror Show film by Levi Morgan. And it has 1.8 million views and he has 9.76 subscribers. And he seems like a smart creator, but hey, his videos are popping though. I'm not gonna hold you. His videos are popping. Without further ado, let's hop into this.
Hey Google, turn off the TV.
Okay, turn off TV. Okay, turn on upstairs bedroom light.
Hey Google, turn upstairs light off.
Okay, turn off upstairs bedroom light.
Is anybody up there? Alright.
I don't know why you go check that thing out, bro. Never try to fight the ghost, but you're not gonna win. Unless you're a Ghostbuster. I'm sorry, the joke was bad.
Okay, turn on music.
Uh. Why is the music so loud? It's gonna reconnect itself. Watch.
Okay, turn on laundry room
Hold
light.
it. Plug yourself back in. Bro, this is putting to sleep the house, bro. You're not finna win.
Who are you? Get back.
You look like you scared to swim.
Get back. Google. Turn the kitchen lights on. Alright, Google. Turn the kitchen lights on. Turn the lights on. Google, turn the lights on.
Okay. Turning off laundry room light.
No. No. Turn them on.
Oh, it got so dark at the end, bro. The way Google started speaking. Okay, Levi, Morgan, okay. Let's see what you're doing here. I see exactly what you're doing. You deserve way more subscribers than this. Way more. That was pretty good. On to the next next video. Alright, so I think for the next video we're gonna watch is 2 creepy horror stories, The Devil and Ex-Girlfriend by Onesie Entertainment. So today we're gonna get 2 for the price of 1, and this video was made, I believe, yesterday. So without further ado, let's hop into this. Oh, The Devil.
It happened when I was in high school. I went to see an abandoned house with my friend. I was wandering around the house with him, but there wasn't much there. Just then, I found light leaking from the stairway down to the basement. When we went down the stairs to the basement, there was a man. No, it wasn't a man. It was a devil. The moment I saw him, I couldn't lift a finger. My whole body was stiff. As soon as my friend saw his face, he ran away with unbelievable speed. I thought it was a
He
dream.
was not running that
but it was
fast.
a clear reality. His face, skin, and eyes were all reddish. He was the devil himself. When he looked at me, he smiled and said softly, "Oh, the lamb is lost. Do you know where this place is?" Holding a whip in one hand, he came close. Looking closely, I could see what was wrong with his skin. He had terrible burns all over his body. I mumbled, "Oh God." "There is no God, so I became the son of the devil." As he approached, I was immediately struck by the smell of blood. I think he was some sort of Satanist. There were various items symbolizing Satan, paintings of goats, snakes, and other reptiles. "Believe in Satan, then you shall receive everything you want, as long as you devote your soul to him."
Oh,
He held out a glass full of blood to me. "Take of all the pleasures and desires you want. Everything will be yours."
look for God for that.
Then he started uttering some spell in an ancient language.
Tana bolak tidin, soba tahil gonope peradil, das varubes hotele begrabram.
Just then, I felt a strong urge to drink it. I don't know why, but I almost did it. However, I came to my senses and refused. He then laughed and drank the blood. A moment later, he grabbed my face with his hand and vomited blood on it. Drink it! Satan wants your body! I freaked out and barely covered my face with my arms. The blood he spat out spread everywhere. Again, he put a cup to my mouth and tried to make me drink the rest of the blood. Desperately closing my mouth shut, I pushed him off and ran away. I finally climbed the stairs and ran outside instantaneously. I knew something bad would happen if I stayed there for another minute. He stood still behind me, not catching me running away, just chanting spells in a devilish voice. Just then, I heard thousands of people scream painfully in the back. I felt like I was in the pit of hell, but I knew that there was just me and him. When I came out, everything was calm again, as if nothing had happened.
That's why you don't explore abandoned places. See,
birds flying. Everything seemed peaceful. I felt so weird. Could there be another world that exists that I don't know? To this day, my doubts are not gone. He had already escaped when the cops arrived on the scene. Only the bodies of the dead snakes and reptiles were found. Even now, he sometimes appears in my dreams and seduces me. He crams a cup of blood into my mouth and I wake up struggling desperately. And when I wake up, I feel the taste of blood and suffer from a massive thirst for it. To tell the truth, I'm afraid that my soul will be taken by Satan one day. Dear God, please save me from this fear.
you always look for God for anything that you need, bro. Do not go to Satan whatsoever. That man will. He acts like he likes you, but they say that he just wants to torment you for the rest of your life. Look for God for everything. God is the person that you need, bro. And I see there's something. Want to know something? I want to have a discussion with y'all real quick. For some reason, when I first started doing my YouTube channel, I was going to do like real life vlogs and stuff like this, and I was going to explore some abandoned places in Minnesota, right? I don't know what gave me the right idea to actually do something like that, bro. When I tell you I can't even play horror games while being scared, you think I can go into some abandoned place in real life? You think I can go to an abandoned place in real life? I can't even play a horror game straight. Like, I get terrified. I can't do none of that. I had the right idea to go see an abandoned haunted place to record a video that people most likely think is fake. Yeah, I don't know what I thought. What I thought was going. Why I thought that was gonna be okay. I don't know why I thought that was gonna be okay. Like seriously. It's just something like why would that thought even just pass my brain and I was gonna go along with it? Like, what? I can't do that. Never. I can never do that. Never. Never. My ex-girlfriend who broke up with me 5 years ago attacked me.
This story is about my ex-girlfriend. She was a lovely woman whom I met about 5 years ago when I was 20 years old. I loved her with all my heart. However, I was getting tired of her growing obsession and violent behavior. I realized that her mental age was lower than the average person's, and whenever she got angry, she cursed me with what she called a magic wand. I then had to pretend to be under her spell and suffer from it. I couldn't stand it, so I broke up with her. She didn't take it well and started stalking me for almost a year. I will dedicate your soul to the devil. She cursed me with these words, and since then, there's always been a dead body of a mouse or a cat in front of my house. Eventually, I blocked all contact and managed to escape from her. However, she eventually showed up in front of me 5 years later. We ran into each other at a friend's party and she greeted me with a familiar, lovely face. Seeing that, I felt like I had forgotten all of my past wounds. It was nice to see her rather than hate her. It almost seemed as if nothing had happened. Then she suddenly asked me to have dinner sometime. At first, I wanted to say no, but then decided to accept her offer as I thought it would be okay to just have dinner with her. Surprisingly, she was very kind and didn't show any violent tendencies like in the past. We had a great time at the restaurant, and after the meal, she suggested going to her house for another drink. I accepted the offer as my caution against her had been lifted. However, I was surprised to see the state of her house when I arrived. The floor was littered with trash and dolls as if it hadn't been cleaned for months, and there was this unknown stench from somewhere hitting my nose. But she acted so casually that I, who was freaked out at the moment, pretended that everything was fine. Then, there was one thing that caught my eye. Through the slightly open door of her room, I could see an awl stuck through a doll. I was horrified for a moment, but tried not to show my
He is
fear.
crazy.
While she brought us a drink and we drank together, I was thinking about how to get out of there. She must have noticed something strange too. Her expression started to stiffen. She then went to the bathroom for a while. In the meantime, I went into a room to check what was inside. And when I saw...
That was your biggest mistake. Don't you want to see you walk out the room. That was your biggest mistake, bruh.
Not just one, were stuck through with an awl.
Going in that
The
room.
creepy thing was, some of the dolls had pictures of men on their faces, and mine was there too. The doll's belly was torn apart and its arms and legs were also torn. I could see deadly weapons, dog necklaces, and a whip on the desk. I realized that something terrible would happen if I didn't get out of there. Just then, I heard her voice behind me. Finally, I got you. She was smiling brightly when I turned around with a deadly pale face. I finally got you.
Oh
She had a net
no.
and a Pokeball from Pokemon in both her hands. Come to me. Smiling brightly, she stretched out her arm. As I stood there with an absurd expression, her expression slowly began to stiffen. Then she picked up the knife from the desk and jumped at me. I screamed, pushed her off, and ran like crazy. Come back, honey! You're mine! Leaving her scream behind me, I ran out. Just then, I felt like I heard someone moan in another room. But I ran away anyway and immediately called the police. To my surprise, 2 men were found inside when police rushed into her house. They were dressed in animal clothes, had a dog necklace around their necks, and ate with a dog bowl. It turned out that they were all her ex-boyfriends. Being stabbed and wounded, they were held in captivity at her home for weeks. Luckily, they were rescued, and she was eventually arrested. To this day, I'm still suffering from the terrible memories of that time. If I hadn't gotten away from her, I would have become one of her Pokemon.
No, bro. Stop. No, bro. What? No, No, bro. Girls are crazy, bro. What the heck, dude? Bro, what? Okay, bro. We're gonna do one more and then we're gonna end off this video. The next and final video, we're gonna do another Wansi Entertainment one. And this one is called Two True Creepy Horror Stories Animated Playground and Door Lock. So let's end this, bro.
When me and my best friend were younger, we would ask our babysitter to take us to the school playground at night so we could play hide and seek. We lived in a small town where everyone knew everyone, and we were friendly with one another. So this wasn't abnormal or dangerous, at least not at the time. One night we went over past our bedtimes, but our parents were cool and let us stay up to play hide and seek. At one point, I was trying to find my friend and my babysitter. As I looked for them, a car slowly drove by the playground. Their lights were off and the windows were tinted. I watched them as they drove by and felt as though they were watching me. When they were out of sight, I instantly forgot about it and went back to seeking. It came to be around midnight, and our babysitter thought that it was about time to go. Of course, we begged to stay a little longer, but he said it was late. We started to walk up the hill that was behind the school. We then all heard a car behind us, and we look over to see the same car driving on the grass towards us. My babysitter instantly grabbed both of us and threw us over his shoulders and started running towards the bushes that cut us off from the other street. The car started to speed up, and so did my babysitter. When we got to the bushes, my babysitter forced us through and up a metal fence behind them. I ended up getting cuts everywhere, but worst of all, I cut my leg on the fence and was bleeding badly. I could hear the driver of the car calling out to us, asking in a kind voice, "Where are you?" Then, in a serious and scary voice, "I know you're in there. I'm gonna find you." We ended up getting to a house that had lights on, and our babysitter banged on the door, begging to let us inside and that he had kids and one of them was bleeding. A woman who we knew as Emily opened the door and pretty much dragged us inside and shut the door behind her. Later that night, the police were called, and I was sent to the hospital to get stitches and a shot for the rusty metal I had cut my leg on. It doesn't end there though. Later that week, my dad was watching the news as usual, and a story came up. It showed the playground that we were at a couple of nights ago, and showed two medics rolling a body covered with a white sheet into an ambulance. The girl had been dead for a couple of days, and her body hadn't even been there for very long. The killer was never found, so he could still be out there. Sometimes I wonder if the man in the car did get us. Would we have been in the same situation that girl ended
Most
up
likely.
in, and she would have been watching the news to see our bodies being rolled into an ambulance?
Wait, what?
It makes me feel guilty, but I will never, and have never, stepped another foot in that playground since.
Girl Life Story Animated.
This incident happened when I was a sophomore in high school. My parents got a job in the countryside, so I was left alone in the city. I had to live on my own, so
You're
they
like a
ended up
generic
renting a small
anime, bro.
flat corridor apartment for me. For the first few days, I felt free to be myself, but also a little scared since it was my first time living alone. I felt a chill in the house somewhere, and I sometimes opened my eyes at daybreak after I moved in. For your information, I rarely woke up at dawn when I lived with my parents before. Another day, when I looked at the clock attached to the room, it was often pointed at 2 a.m. Sometimes I woke up at 1:50 or 2:10. Anyway, it was always close to 2 a.m. At first, I thought it was just nothing and fell asleep again. But it kept happening again for about a week. On that day, I opened my eyes around 2 a.m. as usual. Oh, shoot, it happened again. Thinking like this, I tried to fall asleep again, but I couldn't fall asleep at all, rolling my eyes vacantly. At that moment, I heard the sudden sound of shoes in the hallway.
Oh my gosh, and you live alone.
Because the next side of my room was the hallway and my bed was attached to the hallway, so the sound was very clear. From the elevator, he was coming toward my house. But at the moment, the footsteps gave me a sense of chilling for some reason, and I began to feel anxious that the destination would be my house.
Door's locked,
And
right?
eventually, the sound of shoes just exactly stopped right in front of my house. Shortly after the sounds of its footstep, I suddenly heard the slide of the front door lock goes up. My door lock has numbers, and when you open the slide, you press the number and close the slide. Then the door opens. So someone was literally trying to open my door. It slowly began to press the numbers one by one. I was so scared that I put on my blanket and shouted inside, "Please don't open it. Please, it's not 7 numbers." My apartment password was 7 digits, so I started to get terrified. I couldn't move because my body was frozen in that state, and if I moved just a little, someone outside would be excited. It slowly pressed the 7-digit number and slid down the slide. At that moment, my heart sank and I felt like I was about to die. Fortunately, I heard a sharp warning, It meant the number was wrong. Thank God. But as soon as I heard the warning, it opened the slide again and pressed the number faster than before. When it got it wrong again, it pressed the number frantically. It was incomparably faster than when I pressed my password as fast as I could to go to the bathroom in a hurry after I came back from school. As the number kept getting wrong a few times, the door lock machine automatically recognized that it was an error and stopped. The outside was calmed down for a long time, so I took a breath and got out of my bed quietly. As soon as I was about to get out of bed to drink a cup of water in the kitchen, something suddenly crossed my mind. Why can't I hear the shoe sound? Is he still out at the door? And at that moment, again, it began to press the number roughly again. Come to think of it, it might have known the fact that it would work again shortly after the machine stopped, so it just waited in front of the machine. At the moment, I got goosebumps. So I ran to the front door, put a chai, and jumped back into bed. The moment I just put on my blanket, the outside suddenly calmed down again. It didn't press the number even though the machine didn't stop. Is the door opened? Shaking in anxiety, I lifted the blanket slightly, but there was no one. And as soon as I was relieved, I heard a little sound from the back of my head. To be exact, it was from under the bed. You didn't think I'd make it, did you? Did you? Did you? The moment a woman's whispering voice came into my ears, I realized it was sleep paralysis. In that state, I think I fainted without moving my body once. The next morning, I opened my eyes and went straight to the front door.
I never had sleep paralysis. How would I be able to see how it
And the chain above
is?
it was fine also. I opened the door and looked out, just in case, but there was no one there. This time, I looked at the password slide, and it seemed fine on the outside. However, the moment I opened the slide, I felt like I almost fainted. The numbers corresponding to my apartment's password among the number plates were all scuffed as if they were scratched by a knife or something. I immediately told my parents about this, and it seemed they were worried about me, so they came right away to see me. They were
Working on the
also
other side of the
surprised to see
country?
the scratched number plates and ended up heading to the security office to see if there were any CCTV records taken at that time. However, no matter how hard we looked at it, we could not see anyone wearing shoes or unusual.
That was a demon.
There were 5 people in the CCTV, but all of them were residents of the apartment. Eventually, the door lock was replaced with a new one, and my parents stayed at home for a few days and went back again. After that, I gradually didn't wake up at dawn. I haven't believed in any unusual phenomenon in my life, but I could say it was definitely strange after experiencing them for the first time. Even now that I think about it, I think I'm getting goosebumps.
Oh, I wouldn't be. I would probably die if I ever had sleep paralysis, bro. I'm sure I haven't had it in my life yet. But that's crazy. That's real crazy. Well, I want to thank y'all for watching. This spooky. I mean, for the something. This Thriller Thursdays. I personally enjoyed the videos a lot. I'm not gonna lie, a couple of them actually got me, like, I got scared a couple of times, but it's whatever. Also, I got something to say real quick. Follow me on my Twitch. I'm about to start streaming on Twitch soon. Follow me on my Instagram and also my Twitter. I'll also have my Twitch name right there, my Twitter name right here, and my Instagram name right there. So follow all of those and subscribe, like, for notifications. And I hope y'all have a good day. And peace.